Hey guys, welcome to the week at the movies. My name is Sajin Shrijith and I am reviewing the new Ajith film, Good, Bad, Ugly. Doing a fanboy tribute can be a very tricky thing. Do too little and you risk angering the hardcore fans. Do too much and you risk angering those seeking a wholesome, balanced approach. There are places in Good Bad Ugly where director Adhik Ravichandran goes slightly overboard with the references, loud background music, and the cameos, which might irk audiences looking for a relatively calmer, quieter film. Anyone familiar with Ravichandran's earlier work, particularly his last blockbuster Mark Antony, would surely know what they're walking into. But this doesn't necessarily mean fans of that movie would have to like this one too. A while after coming out of GBU, a friend of mine who saw the film told me he loved Mark Antony but not this one. He found it too loud and chaotic, and I can perfectly understand that. I, for one, found much to enjoy in GBU. If I were in the mood for a rewatch of the two, I would surely pick Mark Antony. One of the latter's advantages was that S.J. Surya had an electrifying presence in the film. While watching GBU, I wondered how a film like GBU would have benefited had S.J. Surya been part of it. But then I realized it wouldn't work in a film completely invested in doing a proper fanboyism to Ajith, the superstar. Right from the opening credits, Adhik Ravichandran makes it evident that he's a stickler for details and, of course, presentation. His presentation is basically going to an all-you-can-eat buffet where not all the delicacies work, but most of it do. One of the reasons it largely worked for me is the pure escapism it offers. Ravichandran keeps reminding you that you are watching a movie lest you forget. In fact, at one point, Ravichandran's voice asked Ajit's character AK whether he would add a song with Simran while the actor looks at the camera and tells the director he should be killed first for making him do certain things. This moment alone is a testament to the amount of freedom that Ravichandran was afforded by Ajit and the producers to paint in bold, heavy brushstrokes with all the colors in his paint box. GBU is the most fun I've had from an Ajit film since Mankata. It's a boisterous, colorful, and manic trip to the mind of an Ajit fanboy who utilizes all the tools and resources at his disposal to go as wild as possible. Needless to say, there are references galore to Ajit's earlier films. It's impressive how Ravichandran manages to pepper them in all the right places and at the right time. Of course, there are times he goes a bit overboard, as I mentioned earlier, but he gets it right most of the time. Ravichandran differs vastly from some of the recent directors that attempted a fanboy samba with Ajit in that he clearly knows that cinema is not just about showing a flamboyantly dressed hero walking in slow motion, sporting sunglasses, and swag. It's also about the camera angles, colors, set design, editing choices, and music. Ravichandran makes all these elements active participants. To give you a couple of examples, take one superbly choreographed fight sequence where Ajit alone is momentarily in color while his opponents and the background are in monochrome. Or what about the prison song where the prison looks more like a club designed with a prison theme than a realistic looking penitentiary? Or what about the flashback moment with the baby where Ajit is illuminated and photographed in such a way that we see two silhouettes of him, big and small, to probably indicate the character's vulnerability when it comes to his family and how it contrasts with the fearsome larger than life presence he carries in public. And there is a whole animated sequence involving some extremely popular international movie characters that gave the movie freak inside me a huge kick. As I said before, Ravichandran wants us to have a blast and not get too concerned about how much logical sense everything makes. He bombards his audience with one wild scenario after another, just like the bullets fired from a mini rotary cannon concealed in an antique camera in another wild scene. It's also good to see Arjun Das having fun doing a lot of things, and this is not a spoiler, would feel normal in a Vishal Bardwaj film. That scene where Arjunda sees the hallucination of a dead associate while he's talking on the phone made me go WTF. I love the scene. That said, I didn't care for the so-called emotion-driven story revolving around the central father-son bond, which becomes a fulcrum of the film's main events. Everything involving Ajit, Trisha, Kartikeya Dev, and Prabhu comes off looking corny. And these portions I talked about make up, I would say, about 20 to 30% of the film. But fortunately, the incredible fun that a lion's share of the film offers evens the dull bits out. So that's my review of Good, Bad, Ugly. Thanks for watching.